despite your attempt to push your agenda by drawing these little pictures over top of the image, I still see it as it actually is. Yes, there are some slight differences, but let's make a couple of points about this while we're at it. First of all, your back-to-back comparison here proves that this film was taken from lunar liftoff, as we had no technology back then to resolve craters of this size other than going to the moon.
Oh no? Well, then how do you explain this image? This photo was taken by one of the lunar orbiter spacecrafts, which were launched between 1966 and 1967. It had a resolution of 1 meter per pixel, and resolved the landing sites prior to the Apollo missions. So all NASA would need to do is model their sets using the lunar orbiter photos as reference. We established that nearly a year ago, and even the most amateur of space historians all realize the significance of these missions. Astro Grant simply hasn't done his homework. It's hard to believe that Astro Grant could not have known this, because he briefly showed the clip in which I briefly compare the LRO Surveyor 3 photo with the lunar orbiter photo of Surveyor 1. So much for not having those resolving capabilities prior to Apollo. Propagandists love to point out any similarities between Apollo photographs and post-Apollo photographs and claim it strengthens their arguments. In reality, all it does is demonstrate their own ignorance of the fact that these areas were already mapped long before the Apollo missions. Now, being fair, certain individuals have written to say that the so-called artifacts and blueprint trails photographed by LRO are absent in the photos by Lunar Orbiter. True, but as we've seen already, the footprint trails shouldn't appear as they do in the LRO images. And you can't tell me that this is the best resolutions we can get when spy satellites and others, such as GeoEye-1, which has virtually the same resolution as LRO, have perfectly resolved cars and trucks from an altitude of 700 kilometers, as opposed to LRO's 70-kilometer altitude. Here's what they have to say. They actually said stuff about the Sea Rock on that program as well. To get this, they say that the version of the Sea Rock, without the sea on the rock, they say that that's the original printing.
Oh, and I faked mine.
They say that's just a hair that got caught on the negative, the sea.
Get the fuck out of there. I found that picture in an old space technology book that dated back to, oh my God, about 75 or something. The same sea rock is visible as hell. In fact, I didn't find the sea rock. Pookie did.
Who did?
My buddy's daughters, yeah, after I put the book out.
Oh, yeah?
She got a copy of the book and she come running back to me. What did she used to call me? Oh, I forgot. She had a pet name for me. And, anyway, she showed it to me and said, oh, Jesus Christ, look at that, what I missed.